This tale talks about two friends and migrant workers living in the Great Depression.
And Reddies, and they give us work cards and bus
George,
tickets.
I remember that now. But George, I ain't got mine. I must have lost.
Welcome to my final project, where today we will be looking over 5 facts you should know of John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men.
But not outdoor, because I got you to look after me, but then you got me to look after. But George, tell about how it's gonna be.
Number 5. John Ernst Steinbeck was born February 27, 1902 in Salinas, California, and died December 20th, 1968. During Steinbeck's early years, he actually worked in ranches and began pursuing writing as a profession after university. After passing up many jobs, he published his first books in the late 1920s, but became most known with Of Mice and Men and The Grapes of Wrath. A decade later, after publishing East of Eden, Steinbeck earned the Nobel Prize for Literature. Number 4. Of Mice and Men is one of the most commonly read books in American schools. In the 1990s, the Center for Learning and Teaching Literature placed Steinbeck's novella among the top 10 most commonly taught books in public schools. That being said, Steinbeck's book faced many challenges. Of Mice and Men ranked as the 5th most frequently challenged piece of literature and lands on the list of the top 100 most banned or challenged books between the years 2000 and 2009. Number 3. Of Mice and Men inspired several Looney Tunes characters. After its release, Looney Tunes drew inspiration from Lenny for several of the characters, including a hound dog in Looney's Lenny, a cat in Happy Go Lucky, and a huge yeti in The Abominable Snow Rabbit.
I will name him George, and I will hug him and pet him and squeeze him.
I'm not a bunny rabbit.
And pat him and pet him and
You're hurting me. Put me down, please.
rub him and caress him and...
I ain't no bunny rabbit!
Not a bunny rabbit, George?
Number 2. Despite being a big innocent man, Lenny is slow-minded and can't control his strength. Because his love of touching soft things have gotten him into trouble, he's been dependent on George. After unintentionally killing Curly's wife, he becomes the target of the ranch workers. But George shoots him before he can meet his cruel death.
Maybe a chicken. Down the flat, we'll have a little field.
Feed the alfalfa for the rabbits.
The rabbits.
And I get the tender rabbits.
And number 1. Lenny was based on a real person. In the New York Times article, Steinbeck recalled a fellow laborer on whom Lenny Small was based on. Lenny was a real person. He's in an insane asylum in California right now. I worked alongside him for many weeks. Well, not me personally, but I'm just reading what the article is saying. He didn't kill a girl. He killed a ranch foreman. Got sore because the boss had to fire his pal and stuck a pitchfork right through his stomach. And that concludes my final project. Yeah, it was really rushed.